Hello, my name is AJ Pickett. This is the Mighty Glue Stick channel, and this is one of those broadcast games that nobody watches, apart from a few of you. Hello. So we are rejoining our team as they are burning towards the atmosphere of a world that Duncan is familiar with, named Toril. Hot in the pursuit of what are we after? What were you following again? Were you following something, or were we just going in a random direction?
Following the shipment of supplies or not supplies, but the stuff that we had given to the giant.
A colossal block of adamantine.
Adamantine. Right. Okay, so this is where this game gets really interesting. Okay, like it wasn't interesting enough before. So, you're hot on the pursuit of a Dwarven Citadel ship, which looks like a large carving of Moradin's head in the form of a impregnable fortress, which is powered by the craftwork of a bunch of dwarves who are studiously making snow globes in the basement. Shooting through space. Say what?
I believe we are piggybacking on it.
Yeah. So you're like stuck to the back of it, near the garbage chute, like the Millennium Falcon. Everybody's sitting there drinking cups of tea horizontally. So the ship blasts past, and you see around the edges of the citadel a glow that seems like the moonrise, and then you pass by a gleaming asteroid, which has got, even from this distance, you can see activity on the asteroid as creatures and beings are moving around on it. And it's in a string of asteroids, like an asteroid belt, but they're glowing brightly from the nearby illumination of the moon called Saloon. And that is the tears of Saloon that you're passing right by. So close that vapor trails of ice crystals are kicking up behind the ship. They also set off a rainbow hue, and you're sort of zipping in, and then it starts to get redder and redder as this thing burns through the atmosphere at great speed. The generator is not built to withstand getting burnt to a crisp by forceful re-entry into an atmosphere at great speed. And everything starts to slow down, and the generator starts to automatically break off and pull away from the dwarven ship. So it gains on you a little bit, but you quickly go into a much more graceful glide through the atmosphere. Then there is a series of popping sounds outside, and the chunks of stone start roiling past the ship and bouncing off the metallic front of the Hammerhead ship as the generator is getting pounded by what at first appears to be an attack of meteorites. But Steve says, nope, the Citadel up ahead is under attack.
Do we have visual? Can we see what's going on?
He says, yeah, go ahead and have a look out the front porthole.
Look out the porthole.
So you see a silver shape go zipping past you. If any of you've seen dragons before, this is a big dragon goes zipping past.
What color?
Silver. So it is quickly followed up by a copper colored dragon. It's a smaller copper dragon, and you see that it's got a rider on the back of it who is going like that, and a spell goes and a blast of fire hits the outside of the citadel as well. And then there's another copper dragon which comes flying beside you, and looking in at the side with luxurious L'Oreal hair whipping out the back is a Fabio-looking elf, muscular and strong, much more buff than the elves that you've seen before, and is looking through. He's got a golden hue to his skin and quite crystal bright blue eyes, and goes like this.
I think he wants us to land.
I think we will acquiesce.
Steve says, landing! The ship goes into a tight banking turn. Everybody sort of grabs hold of a handhold. A coffee cup goes sliding off the counter and stops, hovers a couple of inches off the floor. It's an enchanted coffee cup made for just such an occasion. Doesn't spill.
So glad we invested in those
I will
non-brand
buy
coffee
it.
cups.
Yeah. So the ship spirals down where it's at in the sky, pretty much. The Citadel ship flies through the assault and disappears over a mountain range. The Silver Dragon pulls up. As you're banking around, you see it pull up and spin and turn quite agilely and come down. And as the ship comes to a nice, gentle landing on a glade in between these towering trees, the dragons land, and the elf slides down the wing as the dragon just lets it slide off. Then they both curiously look at you guys.
Hello.
The dragon says, "Hello."
We come in peace. And
It is good to meet you. My name is M4-RC.
What are you?
You can call me Mark.
The elf strides over, takes a longbow off his back, knocks an arrow, says, "Why do you come to this world? Can you understand me?"
We were
Sure.
tracking a clandestine shipment.
So you're not with that other ship. He's
No.
speaking in Sylvan, Elven, by the way.
I don't understand that.
Activate my irons, Tom.
I do understand him.
So he's saying like fiddly dee potatoes.
Oh, I thought that was Dwarvish.
No, that would be okay. The new.
They're Scottish, that's right.
Mm. Elven sounds kind of Irish.
Yeah, Gaelic.
Yeah.
More
So
like-
why do you come to the world of Toril? Boyo. That's Welsh. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Well,
your
we've
accent
been
before-
hired to track that ship.
Oh, so you're some kind of otherworldly defense force.
Yes.
I point to the name on the ship and say, "We're the Generator. Bounty
Okay.
hunters and mercenaries at your service if you'd like to purchase any of our interstellar abilities."
Well, you're out of your jurisdiction.
Which jurisdiction would that be?
I can't understand your language.
Let's see if Bones is any good.
Hold on. Oh god.
I'm not sure if anywhere's out of the Romani's jurisdiction.
The Silver Dragon goes, Rilmani. He's speaking in Draconic.
Mhm.
Rilmani? Did you say Rilmani?
Yes.
Well, I guess you could look like anything then. Mechanical. Are you Gond creations or from Mechanus?
No.
Interesting.
We hail
Bone-
from different places each.
Bones gonna pipe up and say, "What year is it at the moment? I've been dead for a long time, I think."
I don't think our years would make any difference to you. Do you know where you are, even?
I am home.
Home. Well, you are in Saluvinade.
Selunavade. Whew. So Raught's going to ask, have you seen any adamantine around here recently? Is there anything around here that delivers adamantine, produces adamantine? Is adamantine at all available here?
We need to cast a spell to understand you. The elf goes, tongues.
Mass tongues. Tongues everywhere.
He says, hello.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
I can understand you. Windows narrator.
I repeat my adamantine spiel.
If I am understanding you correctly, no. Nobody near around here produces adamantine, a black metal found in meteorites and deep under mountains. Our people are not miners.
Well, we're just following those dwarves for no reason then. I thought they would know where adamantine would be. Well, also, why were they being attacked again?
If those dwarves are from another world, then they are not what we thought they were. This is cause for great alarm. We must take you to the king.
Oh.
What did you think they were?
When it translated as king, he actually said Coronal. Coronal. What we thought they were is none of your concern, off-worlder.
Is there currently just the bronze dragon and the one rider? That's it, just the two of them?
There's a silver dragon and 2 copper dragons. He was riding one of the copper dragons.
Okay.
Copper dragons are walking around the ship, looking at it with great interest. Steve opens up a porthole and goes,
I thought we could resist if there was just one dragon and an elf, but if there's going to be 3 dragons, I don't think so.
No, this is not a resist moment. These are not bad dragons. These are just curious dragons. You're not getting that. You're not getting that. Well, very noticeable dragon fear effect that they tend to use in these situations.
So we landed on the moon, not the planet.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You're on the planet of Toril. Yep. You're in a place called Saluvinade.
Can we see the moon from here?
Sounds like
What time of the day is it?
It's midday, so no. You see a bright sun.
What are your names? I gave you mine. I don't mean to be rude.
My name is the elf says Ilui.
Alu. We.
Ilui.
A wee. Okay.
This, he points out the copper dragon, is Glocnir.
Glocnia. That sounds quite nice.
How do you spell Illuni?
Illuwee.
Well, it is nice to meet a dragon of your size that is not aggressive.
He's definitely more peaceable than that orange one we found.
Tell us, Glocnir, do you have orange dragons here?
Not that I'm aware of. The other copper dragon goes trotting over from the ship and says, aren't you going to introduce me? My name is Grak Loras.
Grakluras.
You can call me
is-
Grak. You can call him Glock.
Glock and Grak.
And that, as they point over at the large silver dragon, is Shrargolarad. It's hard to say. You can call him Rad.
Sharlagrarad.
Yes, see, you're pronouncing it all wrong. He gets offended.
Rad.
You can call Eloise because Eloise is easy to say. Good choice for a name. It means drip of blood from an arrow blade. Okay.
It definitely seems. Okay, so we're going to this king, you say?
Yes.
Is he the king of this forest or land or nation?
Our people, yes. Of our noble house.
And do the dragons fall under your royal house as well? Or are they protectors? Friends?
They would be equals.
Interesting. This is not like the plane of fire at all.
Did you come from the plane of fire?
Sometimes.
We had a job there. We weren't there for too long, just passing through.
I see.
Maybe we should talk to your king. He might be able to discern us better.
We could grant you an audience.
You were the ones suggesting that we speak to him.
We think that he should know about this. He would be able to determine how best to aid you.
Very well. Whatever
It's not every day that we have. It's not every day we have ships arrive from the outer world.
Do we see what's happened? Do we see where that dwarf citadel went, or did it? What the result was?
It went over a body of water and then over a mountain range.
Was it still under attack when it was moving?
No, the silver dragon broke off last and then wheeled around and came and saw you. Because they weren't making any headway destroying the citadel or slowing it down even.
Okay, so they gave up on the citadel and then came after it. Okay.
Yeah, they weren't entirely sure what you were, but you were the easier target. They thought maybe they could interrogate you, find out some more. Obviously,
you said Grak was bronze, right?
no, they're 2 copper dragons, 1 silver dragon.
Okay.
So
Might
rare.
Duncan be able to determine where on the planet the other side of that mountain range is?
Yeah, give me a knowledge, intelligence, survival. I think it would be for map and navigation.
$13.
You are not entirely sure where the hell you are. You saw the coastline as you came in over the planet. You thought you were headed towards the continent of Faerun. You're quite a ways inland from the Sword Coast, but you thought you were touching down somewhere in the Anarok Desert, but this is not the Anarok Desert. So you're getting the feeling that you're not in the right time zone. Like, you may be out by a few thousand years. And the word Silluvanid refers to an ancient forest kingdom of elves near the Netherall Empire.
So, like, back in time, or
Way back in time. Back in time. Dun, dun, dun.
What were those ultra powerful elven rituals?
Mithrils.
Mythilars.
Myth-
Mythils, yeah, and Mythilars, yeah. Can your ship move? Can it follow?
yes,
Oh yes, yes. That's its only purpose, really, to get us from one place to another.
can
We
it follow at such a slow?
Steve comes down the gangplank, and he's got his hands out. What's going on?
Good question.
We are just as confused as you are, with just a little bit more information than you have. We will fill you in on the bridge.
Okay.
Who are we following? Are we following the silver dragon or the proper dragon?
He walks backwards.
Backs up.
Yeah. Okay. He's sitting at the pilot's the helm in the ship, and says, "What's going on? What's the plan? Are we going to make a break for it? Are we captured? Is that what's going on?"
I would like to make a break for it, but because they have a retinue of dragons, I don't think we'd get very far.
They seem to be not aggressive. I mean, they could have done some serious damage to us.
I think we should see what happens when we go meet this. Called. What was it? The C word?
Coronal? Is this a dragon planet? Did we land on a dragon planet?
I believe we landed on a dragon time.
That sounds worse.
I believe so.
I'll ask the Ilui. I'll ask Ilui. When we meet this king of yours, is there any way we should refer?
Are you going out on the deck and talking to him over the side? Because he didn't come on the ship with you.
Yes.
Okay. He is busy mounting up on the dragon again. Basically, just scoops down. He leaps up.
As to not insult him.
He looks over. Gives you a remarkably Sean Penn look. Huh? You don't say anything to him.
Good to know.
We will be following you then.
It's not far. You'll see it. There's a platform above the tallest tree. Just land there. It'll support the weight.
Excellent.
Yogloknir. Woohoo!
So I'm going to go into the cabin and immediately use the Romani communication device and relate to them what I believe to be true.
Okay. You've reached Rilmani Administration Control. Please state the nature of this call and who you'd like to connect to.
Crap.
Let's just say you remember the name of the Rilmani. Who was that?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah. Let me refer to my other book.
Oh wait, I think I might have it.
Montico.
Montacar, that's right. The real Māori con artist. Montacar Scarran. Hello?
Hello, this is Duncan.
Oh, Duncan. Nice to hear from you again. I'm so pleased.
Quite. We've tracked the ship to Planetfall.
What planet are you on?
Toril.
Realm space. Interesting. Well, I don't think that's going to be overly disruptive. What area of Toril are you on?
Well, that's kind of a tricky part, because I believe we are in a different time than I am used to.
That would explain the strange distortion on the call. So far, this conversation has taken 4 hours. I'm having to
You
talk.
no doubt have the patience for it, right?
I'm having to talk very slowly in a measured tone so that it translates correctly for you.
Much appreciated.
If you hear a high-pitched squealing in the background, that would be somebody talking too close to me. Please make this conversation quick, Duncan. I have things to do. Are you there?
Yes,
I like to think that Duncan's stalling because it's amusing.
Yeah, I'm not pissed off right now.
Just a moment, I need to get some sleep. Okay, I'm back.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. Are you there, Duncan?
why is it so hard to find a map?
Do you know
It doesn't suck.
Do you know the name of the place that you're at?
I believe we're in what will one day become the Anarok Desert.
Oh, very interesting. Have you seen any distinctive landmark features?
Well, there is a large forest and a mountain range beyond which the ship lands.
Yes. Was the mountain range covered with ice?
I don't know, was it?
Nope.
No, it was not.
Ooh. I suggest you be extremely cautious. You've entered a time of great magic on the world of Toril.
I suspected as much.
This is outside of the real Māori jurisdiction, as we do not change previous timelines. We only deal with the present.
Oh my.
So, best of luck. Nice hearing from you.
Well, we've been captured under generous terms, and hopefully you hear from me again.
Who have you been captured by? Do you need an extraction?
One Sharar Golora.
We're not familiar with that name.
Dragons.
I see. If you need an extraction, you'll need to make sure that you are standing in a place where an equal number of people as you, as close to your weight as possible, if you can manage it, teleport or plan a gate off that plane of existence to another one, at which point the Rilmani will be able to exchange you in their place. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Looking forward to hearing from you. Bye.
It's going to be hard to find elves heavy enough.
Right.
I don't know if I'm looking at Bones' character sheet. Can he commune with his patron? Does his patron still exist?
Who's his patron?
An undead warlock.
No.
Okay. So Jess doesn't exist yet.
Lucky, lucky we have more than one character, huh? Yeah, a note on time travel and player characters that rely on otherworldly patrons. It doesn't work out so well. Any of you got clerical powers?
Yes, Rort has minor clerical powers. Does Ogma still exist in this timeline?
Ogma?
Ogma.
Yep.
God of knowledge invention.
Yep.
Oh, and Gond.
Oh, yeah. So, it's like, your deific Wi-Fi connects. And you get a very curious inquiry directly from the god, which is like, as your brain just gets simped through instantaneously. Welcome, servant.
Rort is going to he's going to think really hard about the names he heard, and he's going to ask if there is any purpose to him being here at the moment.
Nice. So basically you get a free commune with your deity spell. So give me a percentage roll.
Percentile dice.
Yeah.
Uh, 39.
Close. So the god doesn't answer your question directly. It just gives you an overview of where you are. So you're on Faerun, you're in Saluvanid, which is the name of the forest, and you're in a empire of elves, and you get a sense of foreboding. Like bad, like woe. As in wheel woe. Woe.
Okay.
Bad.
Well,
Yeah, you're in a bad
Alright.
place. Your deity would like you to be away from there.
Alright. I keep that information to myself for the moment, and I'm going to attempt to reconvene. I want to get Mark and Duncan to be in the same room with me by ourselves, and then I want to tell them that I've had a premonition from Ogma that tells me that there is something terrible about to happen here, and we need to leave. We need to have an escape plan ready. He doesn't know what
Okay.
Duncan's doing, so
Yeah. Yep, that's fine. So you're basically left to wait while on the platform while the elves go off and commune. So stay here. So you get a moment to yourselves to sit around. Steve looks over the platform down at the Elven city down below. Goes, wow, it's a lot of wood. This is really quite amazing architecture. Have you seen it? They like live in hollowed trees and there's rope bridges and stuff. This is like classically elven.
Mark, if you're talking. Mark, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
We should let Steve know if we want a quick escape so that he can have the ship ready.
I'll just stay here.
Oh no, I was talking to the three of us. We were off by ourselves.
Yeah, I won't tell Steve the details, but I'll just tell him that we need to have the ship always ready to move.
How quickly from liftoff to leaving the atmosphere?
Oh, it takes several hours.
How
Is there a way the ship's computer can determine the date?
No. Wow. No.
How would the hull stand up to Dragon's Breath?
I wouldn't recommend it. It's wood.
Yeah, that's what I figured. So, if we've got to get out of here and they're on our hide, we're in trouble.
Yeah. So let's not start a fight with dragons.
Heyo.
Maybe you can insult them until they ask us to leave. Just not, don't tip it over the edge to the point where they want to kill you. But maybe just ask them lots of very polite questions, but a lot of polite questions.
Oh yes, we can ask polite questions. That is definitely something we can do.
Yeah, like compliments, like tons of compliments, but just be obsequious jerks, just like, oh, is that a teacup? Oh, is that silver? Oh, great and noble dragon, is this a room?
That might just work.
Operation Annoyance.
It's how I broke up with that vending machine.
Have you solved the parentage issue?
The what?
With the vending machine.
Those cans weren't mine. It was just a coincidence they were wearing sunglasses.
And a baseball cap.
Yeah, well, it was a strange coincidence, but it was just a marketing campaign.
It was.
So,
one thing I should probably point out is I don't think they're aware that we aren't from this exact timeline. Therefore, the threat of real money intervention is potentially has teeth as far as they're concerned.
they seem to react to the Romani, but I see your point.
I like this voice for your character, Bryce.
I'm sorry.
No, it works.
If it makes you feel any better, I feel like shit.
I'm sorry.
I've got a fever of 102.
Centigrade. My God.
I'm dead.
He's so dead.
Fry eggs on your skull.
I am actual dead.
So yeah, that's a potential last resort. But is there anything else we need to clear up?
Well,
Let's just try and get as much information from these elves as possible before we make any rash decisions. Like, it would probably be best... It'd be best to find out what's going to happen with those dwarves and where this adamantine came from, and we could figure that out, and then we could leave.
I don't think they are going to be hostile to us. They would have been firing upon us already, as they did with the dwarves. But we should be on guard.
Is it common knowledge that dwarves and elves hate each other, or something like that?
It's a multiversal constant.
Yeah. We just assume the elves are being racist.
Good thing we don't have any dwarves on us.
Oh,
But we do have a
might
freedom.
we be able to calculate the date through, like I would know the year to the 1000 and then the constellations?
You can make a roll for it.
Can I try to assist him by judging the constellations with him, going over what he knows? To
Sure.
give him advantage?
Sure.
I figured I'm smart enough to do that.
You are now.
And what role would that be?
Give me a intelligence check.
16.
Would it be wisdom? Pretty much a combination of both. Give me an intelligence and a wisdom check. So 16.
And a 20.
20. Wow. Okay. Was that a natural 20 or a result of 20?
Natural 20.
And that was for your wisdom check?
Yeah, I also rolled that with advantage. I don't know if
Yep. Okay.
I should have advantage on both.
So it's not the constellations which clue you into the time zone you're in. It's the artifacts. So you have seen archaeological evidence of this ancient elven civilization. Except you get a spooky sensation because the elven civilization that you thought it may possibly be at the start, which is Erlani, is incorrect. This is not Erlani. This predates the Erlani, which means that you're at least 5,000 years before. You're at least 6,000 years before when you last left Toril. Which means this is the forest of Saluvanid before it was taken over by the Erlani elves. And the thing that clues you in is an arrowhead which is sticking in the side of the ship.
Oh, okay. You got shot at.
Yeah.
Did they fire upon us?
They did. It's just a test to see if there was a shield or something on the ship.
Guys, we should put a shield on our ship. So are the what are the elves?
Have you frozen, Bryce? I'm going to assume you were saying what are the elves that you're currently with. You don't know. You don't know what predated the Erlani.
Bad elves.
They seem to be golden elves. At this point, the congregation, or the group of elves, along with some servitors that are with them, and these are clearly magically mind-wiped humans who have long hair. They look quite muscular. They're bare-chested. They're just wearing skin leggings with a skirt of like rabbit skins. They're unarmed and they appear to have lashes, like scars from whiplashes on their back.
How much does it look like they might weigh?
The humans are pretty hefty. So the humans average about 110 to 120 kilos. They are quite big. They're fair-haired, beards, blue eyes, and they have tattoos, swirling marks on their chest.
Oh, that's almost exactly as heavy as one Duncan with a Baccarat stratum.
Quite. Okay, so we just paused for a second there as Bryce cut out, and he's rejoining us on his phone because technology. Where were we? Okay, so the elves reappear on the platform, and they have a couple of clearly enslaved humans with them. The elf that you talked to previously has got another couple of elves with him.
That's Ilui?
Ilui, yeah. So Ilui reappears. He's now wearing, he's out of his flight gear and he's wearing some noble robes. So he's, yeah, no less buff, but more conservative. And he's with much more willowy looking, there's an elven female, possibly, who is like tapping her lower lip and looking at you like, She has a cog holy symbol as a brooch on her cloak.
Oh, okay. Does Rob recognize that?
Yeah, that's clearly Gond. The other one, standing on the other side of her, is a male, and he has got the moon symbol of Saloon, which may also be a bow. We don't know.
Does she recognize my... I don't have a holy symbol, but my Golra is my holy symbol. Well, I guess she wouldn't know. She wouldn't be familiar with that.
No, she's looking at you from an engineer's point of view. So she's fascinated by the technology that she's looking at. She's like,
I give her a slow nod as like a hint, like I know what you're up to, what you're about.
yeah.
She only loves you for your body.
She only loves you for your specs. Ilui says, you will come with us. The Coronal wishes to see you.
Very well.
He gestures for you to go first.
So we were told not to talk to the Coronal, not to talk to him directly.
Correct.
We'll find out what that means when we are in his presence, I guess.
Yes.
Is it all six of us going in there, or is it? It's
entirely up to you.
I think Bones would stay on the ship because he doesn't really. He's a bit more cowardly.
Mark and Darba go in.
Okay.
But Rort will go in.
Okay.
Think will come. I believe I will have related the direness of the situation to Freedom, and that maybe he should hang out on the ship.
Yeah, Freedom, don't let Freedom come into the game.
Freedom has plugged himself into the ship. He's working on the time issue. He's like, this should not be. This is hitting all of my wrong buttons.
We'll be off this plane soon enough, Freedom. Just relax. Take it one second.
It's not our location that I'm worried about. It's the time. The time. How do we escape the time?
Bones will start telling him. Like, it's not all that bad. It's just been in the wrong time. When you're dead, time doesn't matter anymore. So,
Did I die? Am I a new thing? I feel like I'm dead.
No, you're not really dead, because dead things, they don't move or talk usually. Or if they do, they're usually like, all covered in flies and rot, or they're a ghost or something. So it'll work out either way. You die, then time doesn't matter. Or we keep living and we get off this place, then, a solution will eventually show up.
Freedom looks forlornly out the porthole and says, individuality is death.
Oh, it sounds like a good one. You got a good attitude there.
Well,
Death. She's a cruel mistress. She promises to be with you forever, and then bam, you get resurrected. So, easy come, easy go.
I can't self-terminate, so I guess I'll die in battle.
That sounds more interesting.
Good. Then I will fight. I will be a fighter.
Okay. And that's when you took class levels.
Quadrone barbarian, who just happens to read really well. Okay. Walking down the slightly swaying rope bridges towards the actual tree on the branching. This is a really big tree. So the platform is at the top of the tree, just sort of surrounded by some branches. And you're walking out onto the next big arc of the tree, which has got a mansion-style building, which is actually connecting between you and a stone spire, which has been carved naturally out of the rock. That has also got a tree growing up around it and through it as well. It's all sort of blendy, natural sort of landscapey stuff. So it's a grand procession. As you're walking along, you notice that there is a lot of martial activity going on. There's a lot of martial activity going on.
Is there like a symbol of the house anywhere on the building?
Yes, there is. So the symbol over the building doesn't really mean a lot because it hasn't survived through the millennia. But it is a symbol of a noble house of elves. It looks kind of evil.
It's just like a normal elf then.
Yeah, it's some
slightly pointier.
It's one arrow in front of a skull with another arrow through it, poking out of the eye, and both the arrows are red, half red, like covered in blood.
Well, that definitely sounds...
Oh, look, billowy.
Yeah, it looks like a messed up skull and crossbones. Nyar.
When around elves, watch yourselves.
Eloise says, "You have entered the house of Dladrogeth."
Dladrogeth.
Dladrogeth.
Does that
Drag
mean
low.
anything to me?
It's DLAR DRAGETH.
Noted. Bloody arrows in skulls. That is Dladrogeth.
Right. To any viewers who know that's clearly not true, sorry. Okay, so you enter into the palace, basically the palace of the Coronal. It is full of royal guards wearing full elven armor. This is the full-on plate mail with big, tall shields, massive, big mithril spears. They've got the full-on high-crested winged helms, and they are staring at you extremely coldly. These are gold elves, so they are tall and muscular.
Oh, how much would a gold elf weigh?
They're about 85 to 90 kilos.
It's going to be hard to find someone the same weight as a Warforged.
Yeah.
Unless they're very fat.
Unless they're carrying stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe the arm suit of armor might count.
Well, let's see. The suit of armor probably weighs about, at most, 20 kilos. They've got a lot of mithril on them, so it's probably more like 18 kilos on top of that. So
yeah.
they'll be pushing 100 at most. 110 maybe.
I'll need
Alright.
2 of them.
Yeah, I'll take 2. Start a fight. Read a scroll. Okay, so they lead you through an atrium which stretches around the outside, and it is essentially a hall of recollection about past battles and stuff. There's lots of banners of orcs, which are dead, covered in blood, that sort of thing. There's skulls of various creatures that are on plinths and in display. There's also weapons, which are in prominent display as well from past battles and things. All of them are extremely magical. Some of them are glowing. The doors are open, and the guards basically raise their spears, and you walk through. And at the end of this kind of truncated throne room, it's kind of like a central spire coming up with the Coronal sitting in the seat, which would be where the center of the trunk of a tree would be. He's looking down at you, and there's a bunch of obsequious sycophants who are in various platforms which go up to the seat. So it's like a semicircular, real short little, thing.
Okay.
And so that they all look down their noses at you, essentially.
Right. Excuse
like
me.
Elves, biggest tosses in history. So they're like, these are the specimens that have arrived from the stars. Yes, Coronal.
Do we see anyone bow? Can we bow? Do we bow as well? I don't know.
Bowing is not required because you're already beneath them.
Okay. Then we just give him a curtsy then.
Okay. You move unexpectedly, and the guards go. Ilui goes, that's all right. These are the Rilmani representatives who have arrived from the stars, Coronal.
I look over at Duncan. Looks like it's your job.
We have been informed what the Rilmani are. Sragol Golorad says that they may be useful in the defense of the realm. We can pay you. Do you accept money? Or trade for services?
We do.
Huh. Quite eloquent for a machine. Good. What would your rate be for a scouting mission to the north?
Was that where the dwarves went? Dwarf ship?
Yes.
Scouting?
Well, that does coincide with our current mission. What would you have us scouting?
We would like the whereabouts of where the ship landed and the distribution of dwarven fortifications.
Yes, we are quite familiar with that dwarven ship. Do we remember where it came from? Did it come from the plane of fire, or did we just find it after we hit wild space?
It's from the plane of fire. It was
Yeah.
on the... It's what took the shipment of the adamantine.
That's right.
Yeah, it's specifically an Azer fortress, so...
Yeah.
That does not at all seem like an unreasonable request.
So thinking back to when we were doing jobs on the regular, what were our usual prices?
Depends on the local currency. You haven't seen what these people use for money yet.
I asked for them to show us what a coin is these days.
The Coronal obviously doesn't carry any money. Says, show him. Him? It. One of the nobles goes, tosses a bag, which lands with a clink on the floor.
I pick it up.
It's full of diamonds.
Oh, diamonds. These are always good. In lots of situations. I show off the diamond to Duncan and Mark.
So these have been cut in a teardrop cut.
How does that affect their worth?
These in modern Faerun times would be about 1,000 GP diamonds. And there is about 50 in this bag.
Oh, there's 50, okay. Yes, this would get you a map and scouting. And possibly even some other information, should we stumble across it.
The Coronal turns and says, "You're good with this, are you not, Ilagawa?" Ilagawa looks... Yes, Coronal, of course. The estate of Ilagawa is happy to contribute to the war effort.
Agree, sycophant.
You have a wise and definitely well-suited king. He makes the best choices.
Yeah, quite.
Then I pocket the diamonds.
It's like,
Do you have a place that we could make trade with? It has been quite some time since we have been able to purchase magical items and scrolls of use.
you seek magic.
Yes.
Yes, elves. I heard that they have very good magic. Top quality.
I seek spell scrolls, more specifically.
A machine that can use magic? Where are you from?
If I said Perrin, would that mean anything to you?
Not now, but we will find out. I will assign Ilowy as envoy to the Rilmani to speak on my behalf. He is a member of my house and speaks in my stead. His orders are mine.
Does that mean Ilowy's going to be on our ship?
Ilowy goes where he pleases, as does every member of my house. If you believe he is not an asset, discuss it with him.
Will his giant dragon be with him?
The dragon also goes where it pleases.
Okay. Very well, very well. I guess it will make our mission even easier. With your very capable elfin dragon.
You are interesting. You are welcome at my court.
Oh, thank you, sir. Bow.
I think he wants a new jester.
He's got very sharp hearing, Bryce. What is this word, jester? An amusing fool, Coronal. I do not think these foolish.
It was only a joke, sir.
Joke. A humorous aphorism? Something that humans do. I have no time for it.
It would please me greatly to learn more of your illustrious civilization.
I'm surprised you don't know about us already.
Well, in my defense, we do come from very far away.
Our civilization has existed for 10,000 years. This world is ours. We have conquered it.
Incredible.
No, very credible.
I believe we use that word in different ways, but extremely credible.
Magic of translation is not perfect. It takes me some time to interpret what you say. I hope it's doing your eloquence justice. You seem quite intelligent.
Oh,
By any
me?
chance, have you authored any books?
I have none that would have found their way to this sphere, I believe, but I have a few in circulation.
Do you have any with you? I would like to learn of them.
I will have to check the ship. I'm not certain.
Good.
If they don't have goblins here, the Drawing Goblins book will be very interesting.
I would.
Hey, can you hear me?
I would pay you. Yeah, we do. I would pay you, of course. Richly.
I haven't heard a word from y'all in like 10 minutes.
Oh, they've just been chatting about books.
Alright.
And, you know, the elves have been around for 10,000 years. This is their world, blah, 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 blah.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to go off our way to the north to find out what these dwarves are up to.
Okay.
I think confounding vivisections would be appropriate.
Okay. So, you get another 50 diamonds.
Another 50, so we have 100 diamonds.
Yes.
So that's 100,000. No, wait, that's 10,000 gold.
No, it's 100. They're 1,000 each, so 100 times 1,000, 100,000.
Yeah, so 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah. By your conversion. In your currency.
And did they mention where to get scrolls?
No, they did not.
Is there a mercantile district? Oh, we'll just go find one. It shouldn't be that hard.
You're not...
Do we have free roam of... I
No.
didn't expect so.
No, you do not. Eloise says, where do you think you're going?
Can we go into the Elven City?
Why? You have your mission. You've accepted payment.
We require resources.
Resources you did not bring to this world. You are poor representatives of your people.
Can I give him a diamond to shut up?
What do you require? I can get it for you.
I was just curious if you had any scroll shops or anything of the such.
What's this scroll you're talking about?
A parchment that has the ability to cast a spell from it.
Parchment. I'm not familiar with that word.
You do seem to value your spears. Do you have some nice quality spears in circulation, perhaps?
Yes. What is a scroll?
I take out one of my spell scrolls and I'll show him. This is a scroll of polymorph. No, not polymorph. Sorry, prestidigitation. Much different. And I will.
This is the writing of humans. What is this?
Should we demonstrate? How many scrolls do we have?
I was just gonna go ahead and demonstrate it because it's prestidigitation and I already know it.
Did you get this? Are the slaves working for the dragons? What is this?
Oh no, it is a common trade language across distant spheres. There's nothing to worry about.
What? Where did
So-
you
And
learn this?
I will begin casting it, and it will
Yes.
I will have
Most
a puff of sparks just appear behind my head.
Steps back. Human language? Dragon runes? Gnomish illusions?
And that's the least of our magics.
Is this common
Oh,
amongst the Rilnani?
This is common amongst all of the worlds.
The Romani do have powers similar to this, but in a much greater magnitude.
If you gave me the time and the supplies that I needed, I could do much more than this with just with scrolls.
He's got a extremely calculating look on his face.
Oh, it's almost amusing. Here, how about this? And I produce one of the potions of greater healing. Do you have these as well?
What is it?
It's able to purge the wounds, any most grievous wounds from the mortal body.
Oh, yes. It's dismissive.
Okay. Well, there you go. See?
Might
we're,
I
we're not so
inquire?
strange then, are we?
What use have you had for this? Possibly.
In the foyer of the palace, I saw many what looked to be extremely powerful magic items. How do these differ substantially in their nature from what you've seen from us?
We have quite different, what is the word? Technology. Most of those weapons derive their power from individuals or from powers that are no longer under our control. Those items which are useful are not put on display. We are practical. The Rilmani, do they accept envoys from worlds like ours? Do they share their magic?
It may be that they do, but see, they're a force of neutrality. It's nigh impossible to get them to favor a faction over another. They guard the course of history.
We are not a faction, we are a ruler of a planet. We're a representative of this. I am a representative of this world. Surely they would treat with me. In exchange, I could be of great benefit for you here.
I see.
I can open many doors, particularly with the power I have been granted. Do you understand me, machine?
That I do. In order to be granted envoyship, one must make a personal visit. I'm sure you understand. You can accompany us in our vessel after we're done here.
I'm sorry, did you just tell me where I can and cannot go?
No. I simply provided a route to the destination that you propose.
The two
You
elves
could come with us regardless of what we wanted.
The two elves on either side are looking at Iloe like, what are you proposing? They're looking very uncomfortable, like they're listening to a conversation that has gone a dark and dangerous way that they weren't expecting.
Yes, I would not dare try to prevent you from accompanying us. I'm just proposing that what you seek can be acquired through this route.
So what happens next is the two elven clerics both take out daggers and shove them right into the back of the skulls of the human slaves that they're with. The human slaves die, land on the deck in front, bleeding out. They then go to one knee and bow obsequiously to Iloe, who reaches out both his hands and places them on their shoulders. I will go with you. he says. It probably seems very confusing. It makes perfect sense from a Gold Elf perspective.
It seems he not only controls where he goes, but also the life of those around him.
Mm-hmm. Such as the fate of the human slaves of the Gold Elves.
Yes, he's definitely very good to have with us, says Rort, thinking about 10,000 ways to get off this planet.
So this is what you call a clear signpost of the fact that these people are not good.
Okay.
I believe the word is evil. Cat appears from nowhere.
So recapping, are we gonna go down to the city or have someone go to the city, or we're just gonna skip over that and go straight to...
He still hasn't given you official permission to go into the city. He said that he can get anything you need from the city using his authority.
Okay. And they don't have scrolls, obviously.
He's now familiar with what you're talking about. You're talking about written magic.
Okay.
And he says, I can get things like this, our version of things like this for you.
Well,
I'm not familiar with what you want. There are many options. Let us talk frankly on board the ship, shall we? We may be scryed.
Since I speak Elvish, would I be able to read it and do the incantations for a spell for written magic from them?
Sure.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I get onto my ship.
Okay. He goes on board the ship and he sees Freedom, and I believe Bones was there as well.
Yep.
And it's like
Bones is teaching Freedom all about the great death of his patron, or the great death that follows his patron.
Yeah, Bones is a freaky looking warforged to mortals, to flesh and blood creatures, because he wears bones and stuff. Like, he wears ivory.
Ivory, or just like bone fetishes?
No, like humanoid thigh bones plating.
Okay.
Yeah. He looks literally bone. Like, you know.
And there's a bunch of bugs that follow him.
Yeah, yeah. So he looks like a construct of organic parts, you know. He's gross.
Oh, you're back. Oh, you brought an elf with you. That's nice.
The elf is like,
He's fine. Just a little sick.
the elf speaks Infernal. Does anybody speak Infernal?
I don't think Bones has any other language other than Common. Although he would be familiar with it, because he would probably know.
The only language speaking so far that I don't know was Draconic. But I speak Celestial, Common, Elvish, Infernal, and Terran. Or, not Terran, but Primordial.
Okay, so to Bones, he says in Infernal, do you serve the Dark Eight?
Oh, I don't know what 8 has to do with anything, but the Infernal...
Does Bones speak Infernal?
No. he has probably been able to pick up bits and pieces, because he's like...
Oh, yeah, he is. Okay, so let's say that his patron provides interpretation for him.
So my Ion Stone is still active, therefore I overheard that.
Yep. Freedom goes, that's a bad language.
Oh, it's not too bad once you get used to it.
He, again speaking in Infernal, that is clearly of Mechanus. Who are the real Mani?
I don't know what he's saying. I smile and nod.
You, he says, that is Modron. Modron.
Oh yeah, Modron. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. Oi, Freedom. Do that thing you do. You know where your heads go round?
Freedom turns sideways, looking with two sets of eyes, like that.
Yeah, that. See, look, he's got more faces. How crazy is that?
He whispers to Bones, "Should I find him?"
Not really. I don't know. Freedom. Are you good with the thing? Was it crossbow you had? Was that it? Yeah. Yeah. It might be good practice. So you're pretty good with like fighting and stuff, right?
Eloise steps back, draws out a sword. Sword is glowing. What is this?
He's pretty new to this whole fighting thing. So if you want to take it easy on him, but yeah, he's sort of like is a bit of a rogue agent, you know. He's had a bit in his head
Mark
go
steps
crazy.
in between and says, "I think we should stop. He doesn't understand that you are joking. Ha 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 ha."
He sheaths the sword again. This is a joke.
Yes. A badly timed joke.
I don't understand the purpose.
Nor do I.
Oh well, it's the only thing that keeps things interesting, huh? Death that comes with combat makes things really interesting.
I think you should go back to your room.
All right.
If you
Come
seek the thrill of combat, then you will find it soon enough. No need to play act at it now. We are not apprentices on the sword courts.
Freedom, put up your blade.
Come on, Freedom. Let's go shoot cans down in the basement. Let's go.
Okay.
We're gonna go down to like the prison quarters. I'm gonna set up like baubles, and he gets to shoot them.
He's extremely accurate with that crossbow, by the way. Freedom's like, do you think he would have been able to kill me?
Oh, he seemed pretty up there. But don't worry, he's just an elf.
Does Eloise still have his blade out?
No.
Was it?
Is the ship warded against scrying?
Yes, it is.
Was about to say I could cast some non-detection on us.
Yeah, you could. Doesn't hurt to double up.
Would you like me to do it, Duncan?
Well, they shouldn't be able to see you casting it, which is the primary risk of casting it, because then they know you have something to hide. So go ahead.
I mean, very well. I take out the pinch of diamond dust that I've been saving, and I sprinkle it in a circle, and I take I use prestidigitation to cause a little fire on my thumb, and then I light it on fire, and an aura goes out, and For the duration, one target that I touch. So I'm going to touch Duncan. Oh, one target. Dang it! I'm going to touch Duncan then.
Does that have to be a living thing, or could you touch the ship?
One creature place. No, I'm going to touch the ship then.
Okay. Ship fades from mystical view.
No, it can't be the ship because it's 10 feet. It's larger than 10 feet. So yeah, I'll make it so Duncan can't be. Or no, they would be more likely to know him. So I'll touch the elf, so he can't be scratched.
Is it one? Is it? What if the creature is bigger than 10 feet? Could you cast it on a giant?
No.
What about the room we're in?
I'm pretty sure you can
Just
make
an area of the room.
Just make a small portion of the room non-detection.
That would be up to the DM, but it says a place or object that is no larger than 10 feet. So that's up to you, AJ.
Okay. I'm always in favor of being able to spell slot up spells. So if you want to cast it at a higher spell slot, you can make it bigger. Okay. Is that the biggest spell slot you've got?
It's a 3rd level spell slot.
Aw. How cute. Okay. So the ship is the internal bit of the ship is anti-scried. Again, an interesting reaction from Ilui as he looks at you casting this spell and he says, "Primordial. Do you treat with giants?"
No.
Then where did you learn their magic?
I just read it in a book.
I see why the Coronal is so interested in books.
Do you know any magic?
Yes.
Elf?
Of course I do.
Can you show us? I haven't seen elf magic, so not for a very long time.
I think we should discuss what we came here to discuss.
Oh right. So we're going to go north to find this dwarven ship. We've got to make sure that we find where the ship is, what sort of outposts are there, what they're doing.
You still haven't told me what you require from the city.
Oh yes, and what did you want from the city?
I was hoping to get some written magic.
Might you order some merchants of various types to bring their wares to the ship?
Yes. Aren't you able to summon them here with your illustrious power?
I want to know specifics.
Written magic.
Can we just give him a shopping list?
Investments. Such as clothing. Anything that has magical lace on it.
What do you require clothing for?
My last shirt was destroyed.
Why do you require a shirt machine?
Memories of skin. Embarrassments of being naked.
Ah, I see. You're a vessel.
Was.
You were once alive.
I mean, we are quite
clothes?
alive.
Can we get the clothing on? If it is too much to ask, it is fine.
Mark is a special case amongst our people. I would not take him as standard.
Yes, she has a unique origin.
How long have you been alive, Mark?
Well, it depends. If you're in stasis, does that count as being alive?
I would not count the stasis as alive. No.
He
when I
gestures at
was-
the Golden Priest to come forward. Says, "What does stasis mean?"
Mark just begins talking to himself. When I was an elf, I was 500. So, and then I've been in this contraption for 2,000, 3,000 years. 3,000 years.
You were an elf
Was
thousands of years ago. Who were your people?
thousands.
What clan are you? What house?
I do not remember that.
How could you forget who you are?
When they put me in this, there was a lot of things they made me forget.
I'm going to open up my side panel of my head and then pull out a memory crystal and then show it to him and then put it back in and be like, when you're made of a machine, you usually have problems with memories. Things come and go.
Yeah, Mark's starting to feel a lot of stress, so his head is starting to heat up and his eyes are starting to tear up.
Yeah, coolant liquid.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yes, even
I've
the
not
most
thought about this for-
important memories can just be physically pulled out of your head.
Then I'm sure I would feel pity for you. Give me the list that you require.
So, I was hoping to get a scroll of fireball, a scroll of, what was it?
Would you like a
Fly.
wand that shoots fire?
No, I would rather have the scroll.
The wand is better.
I can learn from the scroll.
Then why not make a pact? And be taught how to do it.
Given enough time, I could teach myself the fireball, but I would rather know it now.
So this is not required for the mission then. How long would it take you?
Yeah, 2 hours, 3 hours.
Oh. How fast does this ship move?
Well, when it's above the atmosphere,
Atmosphere.
as fast
Uh,
as fast as you can blink, but with this atmosphere, I'm not sure. I wasn't even sure if we could go slow, but apparently we can.
How fast were we traveling compared to the dragon? Were we faster than the dragon flying?
No.
Okay. So we're just shy of a dragon's flight.
I don't believe we were flying as fast as we could go.
You're not flying. You can't fly as fast as a dragon.
Even when we're above the atmosphere?
Oh yeah, above the atmosphere for sure.
When we're in something called the phlogiston, things happen a lot faster. But then again, time is kind of...
I don't understand what you're saying.
Okay, well we can fly fast enough. How about that?
Fine.
A little bit slower than your dragon companion.
I will get you a wand of fire and a scroll of fire if I can find such a thing.
I seek a polearm in the area of around 40 diamonds worth.
40 diamonds. $40,000. 40,000 coins.
There is no need for payment. I'll get you the best polearm I can find.
Much appreciated.
And any clothing that would not just offer concealment of skin, I mean this, but also that would offer protection would be... The armor interferes with my ability to cast arcane. And so, yes, clothing that would protect me would be nice.
Anything else?
Oh, I'm good.
See to it, he says to the Gondite. Gondite goes, okay.
Very well. Should we head off, or do we want to wait for him, or will he be able to catch up to us?
They will bring it here. What do you have to... Do you have refreshments? Anything to eat?
Oh, I'm afraid you're fresh out of luck in that regard.
Give me a moment. Okay, so...
Ask on the intercom if there's any food for biological on board.
Steve says, hang on, I'll check the inventory.
Yes.
No. The fire lady, she ate some charcoal, I think.
Oh yes, that fire lady. We left her on the plane of fire. I'm sure she's doing just well and just fine there.
She's fine.
I'll take
And
out
the-
some of the ferret pellets and say, I have these.
Ferret pellets.
He's like, what are they?
Meats and wheat.
Just
They are. Yes. No.
bring us some proper food.
We do have the finest wines, though.
The Selûnite cleric also leaves.
Oh yeah, we had that wine that was... Where was that from? I think it was Idrisil. We found it? The planet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, we give him the bottle of wine and see if it's up to snuff.
What is this?
Wine.
Why did you present me with the rat droppings?
You asked for food.
Sorry, it's just we don't know what food is anymore. We can't remember.
I didn't
Am I supposed to drink this out of the bottle, or...
You can if you wish.
What do how do elves drink it? I can't remember.
I'll snap my finger and make cups.
It's very red, isn't it?
I think he's drunk. Is that what the
Does it taste like red? Is that how it works?
I remember
I
the
think
feeling.
it takes more. But
I was never much for alcohol in my skin.
He drinks the best wine in the known multiverse and says, "This is sufficient."
How very... Yeah. In my mind, I think elvish.
Yeah, it's like, I've had better.
Yeah. I tried some of this. Didn't I?
Not as good as the family vintage, of course.
Well then, yeah, we'll take it back and we'll go get you some of the family vintage.
Once it's, once it's opened, you might as well. I mean,
No, it's fine. We don't mean to insult you with it. No,
You would
please.
insult me to take it away. No.
Of course.
You are the hosts. It would be remiss of me to. I'm sorry if I didn't mean to insult you.
He's going to.
I didn't think machines would have such delicate sensibilities.
I mean, we didn't make it, so it's not an insult to us.
Let the elf have his red water.
However,
Let's not insult ourselves until the battle is finished.
Are his cheeks rosy?
Not at all.
Oh.
Oh well. How many?
These guys drink wine all day. Okay, all day.
All right.
I don't remember how many bottles we had. I think it was just crate of wine or something like that. It was.
Yeah.
Was it a crate?
It was something. There was like some smash bottles, and then there was normal bottles. I don't know what.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's drinking the wine, looking out over the city. The wine is finished by the time the Gondite reappears with some more slaves and drops down some crates, shopping baskets, basically. In it is some human hide armor.
Human hide.
It's not human hide. It's hide that was previously worn by some captured slaves.
Oh, okay.
Fits the bill of something that you could wear.
I thought it was like it puts on the lotion, sort of human hide.
Is it light armor?
It's hide.
Or is it? So yeah. All right.
It's basically skins and thick leather.
Crap.
It looks quite nice.
I can't wear it. I'd get all kinds of disadvantage.
It's light armor.
Yeah, I can't wear any type of armor.
It means hide is like medium armor and leather is light armor. That's what.
Okay,
Right,
then it's leather.
You see this?
Right. I can't wear anything that's classified as.
We'll just scale it down a bit, cut out some of the thicker parts,
Yeah, if you leave off the jerkin,
cut off the fingers.
then it's essentially just a body covering moccasin. You're basically wearing an Ugg boot.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
Okay, so you look pretty.
Yes.
There is also a magic wand, and it's a piece of bark.
Scroll is a piece of bark.
Oh, it gets better.
Phoenix feather.
You don't know what's inside the wand.
Sorry, I was going Harry Potter.
Yeah. The bark has got moss growing on it. And the pattern of the moss, if you meditate on it, will basically summon a ball of fire.
Does it have a certain amount of uses?
It's a scroll.
So single use?
Yeah.
Okay.
The moss imparts its meaning and then dies. Turns into spores and dissipates.
Would I be able to use this like a scroll to copy it into my spellbook?
Yeah.
Cool. So if I don't use it during the time that we're gone, I will do that.
Yeah, you just got to keep it moist. Psst, psst, psst. It's moss.
Okay.
So, like, don't put it on a bench with some kerosene or something like that.
Right. Don't leave it near freedom.
Yeah. Freedom will eat it. Tastes like mocklet.
Hopefully not fireball in his mouth.
Yeah. It's like
Delicious taste of mocklet.
mocklet, yeah. What else did you ask for? There's the fireball, there's the scroll. Oh, yeah, the glaive. So, provides you with a glaive.
Ah, yes, the glaive.
This is a mithril glaive that is +2.
book.
Fantastic.
And it's evil feeling.
Of course it is.
Yeah. So the shirt that I've got, it's just like it's a base 10, but it's a +1.
What?
Like a
Is it just normal leather armor according to Player's Handbook?
It's not leather armor at all. It's not armor. It's just skin.
right.
Okay, so it's just clothing.
Yeah.
Doesn't offer any protection.
No.
Okay.
Do I have to attune to this weapon?
If you'd like.
Well,
Make an Arcana check.
I could identify it for you.
Sure. Mamashaba, mamashaba, mamashaba. It says hello. Pleased to meet you. Hope you've guessed my name.
Oh, you're sentient.
A little bit. Been stuck in this thing so long. Who can say?
17 on Arcana.
So you're hearing a celestial voice. This sucks. By any chance, do you know how to destroy me?
Not off the top of my head.
Then we've got nothing to talk about.
Maybe we could come up with something upon further investigation. But I don't have time at the moment.
Wait, what? What? That's not how this normally goes. You offer me the possible distraction in exchange for service, and I do your bidding.
Is Duncan talking to himself, or is this telepathic?
It's telepathic.
Okay.
I mean, I guess that is what I'm doing, just in a roundabout fashion.
Because I would imagine it was Duncan just standing there going, destroy you? Oh, I can't really destroy you yet. It's just...
Are you even an elf?
No.
The sword starts to glow a little bit. Oh, the glaive starts to glow a little bit. Wait a minute. What's going on? What are you?
I am a Warforged.
I have no idea what that is.
I didn't expect you would.
Can you destroy me?
Perhaps. I'll try.
Okay. I'm going to trust you. So you're aware that this is a life-drinking glaive now. I will heal you when you kill things. With me.
Seems a...
If you could do me a favor and not shove me directly inside things, that would be great. Just like slashing with things, slashing the blade across things. So like minimize the impact, that would be great. I really don't like being thrust inside bodies.
Excellent. Well, your ergonomics do support that, so
Good.
I will slash.
Great. We are going to get along just fine. I'll shut up now.
Yeah, the
So-
glaive says, I'm not going to talk anymore. And then...
Yeah. Eloise walks off the ship, says, I will follow. He waits around for the dragon to reappear at its leisure. and you guys are free to leave.
All right, Steve. Get ready for takeoff.
Fire up.
Steve is like, hey, nobody asked me if I wanted anything.
Hey, did you want anything? All right, let's go north.
No, I'm good. Da, 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 he says, hits a button. So you head out over the treetops.
I minor illusion a hat behind my back, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I like my hat. It's fine, man. Da, 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 da. So a couple of young dragons come flying over. These are copper dragons as well. They are dolphining in front of the bow of the ship,
interesting.
and then they peel away once they get too far from the appearance layer. And your ship crests and goes over the edge of the forest, and then across the plains and towards the ocean, where you notice that it's actually a narrow sea that runs along the top northern bit of Faerun. And there's a cluster of small fishing villages, which are on the shore, and they see the ship pass overhead and pay no attention to it. And then you get into the mountains and start to rise up with the elevation, and you're heading over. As you crest over the first bunch of mountain peaks, you see that beyond it is almost an endless plain of white ice and snow.
So was there no snow on the mountain?
Again. I've frozen again. So beyond the mountains is an endless plain of ice and snow.
I would suggest landing right on the other side of the peak, so we don't just do a flyover like idiots and reveal ourselves.
Yeah, there's a good-looking point where you can land on a glacier, which is going down between two peaks, obviously. And it breaks out into an alluvial plain. You notice that on the alluvial plain, the rocks are not your normal sort of glacial scree. They're actually worked masonry. Cyclopean, in fact. Huge, big stones, like 20 meters across.
How far out does my vision, let me see.
What sort of vision? Regular vision?
Yeah, regular vision. Like, it's not night yet, so...
No. It's afternoon.
So does an entire river form from this alluvial plain?
Yeah, the river is wending its way between broken bits of masonry from gigantic buildings. And you're coming down at the head of this to land on the glacier. And you see no activity going on anywhere.
So, is it like heavy snowfall?
In this particular area, it's basically just sort of dry.
Okay, so no snowfall.
No, it's summer conditions. Summer alpine.
Okay, when you said glacier, I was like...
It's a glacier. A big ice river moving its way down between. Yeah.
I figured there would be snow as well, but I guess it can be cold without snow.
You're from America. You should be familiar with all the forms of coldness.
I'm from Georgia. I'm just used to fucking
Oh.
damn cold.
Yep.
I'm freezing to death right now.
We were going to land on the glacier.
Mm-hmm.
That seems safe.
Yeah, safe as houses.
I'm gonna look to the sky and see if I can see any smoke or anything.
There's no signs of inhabitation around you. You landed somewhere out of sight of anything going on.
Right.
Probably the most boring part of these soot-topped mountains.
That is a good thing.
Yeah. And there we shall end it, and we should continue on next time with an exploration of the Grey Peak Mountains.